What up, everybody? You know, people always wonder why people like me would rather play a video game or whatever than focus on what's going on in the real world and everything. It's because the stuff that's going on in the real world is so disgusting and everything that I'd rather just play a video game and pretend that shit's not going on. Like, for real. Video games is a great way to escape reality because at the end of the day, the reality of the situation sucks ass. Like, for real. It really does. The stuff they're trying to normalize and everything is so freaking disgusting and distasteful. It's like I'm at the point where I'm convinced that this country is not even worth fighting for anymore. Like, for real, that's how bad it's got. You have people that, it's one thing for a man to want to identify as a woman or a woman to want to identify as a man. I don't agree with it, but it's whatever. But now it's gotten to the point, and I knew when people did that, I knew that was going to be a slippery slope. And the reason why is because look at all the things people are wanting to identify as now, and people are just accepting it. You have people wanting to identify as a different race, which, I made a few jokes on that myself, but still. Nonetheless, you have people that want to identify as a different race. You have kids in school now wanting to identify as cats. And because of that, they're having to actually install kitty litter boxes into the classrooms and stuff. So whenever the kids have to take a dump or pee or whatever, they go into the litter box and then the janitor has to clean that shit up. That's fucking disgusting. If I had a kid that wanted to identify as a cat, I'd be like, okay, you ain't going to school then because cats don't go to school. Like, for real. And I'd be like, go lay down in the corner, No, get off the table. I'd be treating it like a freaking cat. I'd be spraying in the face with a water bottle and everything else. You want to identify as a cat, then you're going to get disciplined like one. Like, for real. I guarantee you, when they get disciplined like a cat, they'd be like, okay, I think I want to be a human again. I guarantee you they would get past that stupid phase. If people would quit enabling this kind of behavior. Like, for real. So, yeah. Like, for real. If you are a kid that wants to identify as a different animal, then you need to go into obedience school with the rest of the animals. Like, plain and simple. Not the regular school with the normal kids. So, yeah. And then you have grown adults that want to identify as a baby, and they'll hire adults to basically parent them and everything. Yes, there's actually been actual news articles and everything of someone doing that. Like, no, I'm not making any of this shit up, people. This is how disgusting the world's gotten. So, yeah. It's how disgusting the world's got, So, yeah. And then, to top it off, you have people that want to identify as physically impaired. So now you have people that are gouging their eyes out or cutting their arms off and stuff like that so they can identify as physically impaired. This is how disgusting and sick the world's got. And that's the reason why I said we're living in a country that's not even worth fighting for anymore. Like, for real. We're living in a world that's not even worth fighting for anymore. But all this stuff, this kind of like perversion and disgustingness and everything, it's all prophesized in the end times of the Bible. So, yeah, it sure is funny for people that say, oh, that's just a fictional book and everything. It's amazing how much stuff that book is prophesized. Just saying. Everything that's been prophesized to happen has happened now. The only thing we're waiting on that the Bible's prophesized is Jesus' return. That's literally what we're waiting on at this point. But yeah, when people think, oh, why do people want to play video games instead of focusing on real world issues? That's why. It's because the real world issues are so disgusting and everything that it's better off just to play a video game and pretend that shit doesn't exist. Like, for real. That's all I'm going to say on it because it's freaking disgusting. But it kind of brings me on to another one. This is kind of like a food for thought number 3, if you will. You see, because there's people that are, they defend Lolicon, okay? And I did more research and everything on that, and basically what Lolicon is cartoon drawings of underage girls in a sexual pose or whatever. They're still clothed, but they're in a sexual pose, which I think is very uncomfortable. Okay, I mean, if someone wants to use that as a profile picture or whatever, more power to them. But I still find it. I'm still uncomfortable with it. But at the end of the day, as long as that person's not jacking off to it, I'm like, whatever. You see, those are the individuals I think are disgusting when it comes to lolicon, are the ones that are jacking off to that stuff. That's fucking disgusting. Because if you're someone that's going to if you're someone that's going to jack off to a cartoon drawing of an underage girl, then you're probably someone that's going to want to actually have sex with an underage girl. I'm just saying. Or at least a midget. That's pretty much the size of a little girl. So, yeah. So, yes, I think lolicon is gross. It's disgusting. It's disgusting how people are treating it. Because, like I said, some people are jacking off to that shit, and that's gross. Wow, cigarette there. But, yeah, anyway, though, that's all I'm going to say on it. But, honestly, when it comes to lolicon, that the world, like I said, we're living in a world that's not even worth fighting for. And when it comes to lolicon, it's like, dude, if you're into that, that's something I would just keep to myself if it was me. I'm just saying. So, yeah. There's some things people just need to keep to themselves and don't go public with. So, yeah. Anyway, though, you all take care. God bless and peace.